Okay, so the last one we talked about a few simple rules. One was this: the command of Christ is to love. The second point was this: that if we don't love, our commitment to Christ is not really sincere. It's more about us. The third point was, this is how we love. And Christ laid that out so clear for us. But I want to follow up on that exact same chapter from 1 Corinthians 13, really starting in verse 8. Here's what it says: love never ends. But as for prophecies, they will come to an end. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will come to an end. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when the perfect comes, the partial will come to an end. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put aside the childish things. For now, we see only a reflection as in a mirror, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I will know fully as I am fully known. Now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. You come to this place and he lays out those three major concepts there at the end. These are the three that remain: faith, hope, love. But the greatest of these is love. We know that Christ's command was that we love one another. And so what I'm encouraging us to do is really find ourselves wrapped in the truths and the concept of what is faith. Faith is believing that God is who He says He is and that God will do what He says He'll do. Hope is banking on that, trusting that, believing that, building your life on those ideas. And all of those things come together and really form a pot of soil in which love is planted. And love is what He intends to grow out of that soil of faith and hope. It's what He intends to grow into our lives, into our families, into our workplaces, into the way we drive, into the way we are at the grocery store, into the way we are at a ball game, into the way we are at church. That love become evident. And this is how people will know that we're His. See, as we genuinely know Christ, we will more and more behave like Him. But I also want you to know, as we behave more and more like Him, we get to know Him all the better. And so, just as he was talking about right now, our image of who Christ is, it's imperfect. We don't get a full grasp. It's like looking at a fuzzy mirror or looking through a poorly lit or a foggy window. We don't get the full grasp, but someday we will have an understanding of Him completely. What we'll find now is if we live like Him to the very best of our capability, empowered by the Holy Spirit, we begin to know Him now because He moves through us, because we experience who He is and how He loves. So let me encourage you this week, love just like Christ did. And in doing so, we will do what Galatians is telling us, to serve one another and use it for His great blessing. Have a fantastic week. Look forward to seeing you Sunday.